Alright guys, let's listen to this.
That does nothing but decrease the power going into the amplifier. Let's say you got 42879, and let's say you put a 16 dB attenuator in there, and you hit it with 4 watts. You're only getting an eighth of a watt.
Did you hear that?
The amplifier per drive. Because
an eighth of a watt. You don't even know how to do your math. Holy shit. Let's do an example right quickly. Because to get this done right, you have to take a tenth of it, and then you got to divide it in half at least 2 times. So here's your 100 watts. Well, let's just go with 100 watt. We'll make it easy math instead of your 4-pill equation that's way off of print. So 100 watt, right? Okay. Well, divided by a tenth of that would become what? 10 watts. Now, you got to cut that down in half 2 times, okay, in order to get your cycle where you want to be, which would be about roughly 13 dB. So now, divide that by 2 is 5. Divided by 2 again, 2.5. 9/8 of a watt, okay? So, in this example, we're using 100 watts for my example. So, now let's go back over to here. If you had a 4-pill, 2879s, you're going to get roughly 400 watts. Well, out of that 400 watts, and you want a 4-watt input, okay, when you hit calculate, what does that come out to be, guys? 20. Well, if you're going to do it on a 16 dB, well, then you'd have to cut that down to 160. And watch what happens with a 4-watt input. Look at that. 16. Okay? Simple. Real simple. And if you don't quite understand this, that's where you want to go. Right there. Here's a website. Okay? Goodness gracious. Now, you heard his voice. Listen to his voice, okay?
attenuate the power going in.
You heard the voice? Now, let's move on over here for a minute. Let's listen to this real quick, guys.
Called on my sister's number, and hit down Dave fucking done cussed me out and fucking fucked me up on my radio show.
Same voice. Now listen to the third one. Here we go. Ready? Here's the third one.
We sat down and I kind of taught him how to use the machine, and
You kind of taught me how to use the machine. Let's get something straight. I want to know for a fact. I want to see your face, the guy who's the voice behind this mystery man here. I want to know. I want to see your face, and I want to see your credentials. I want to see you. Show us the spectrum analyzer. I want to see you in person, camera on you and the equipment, showing people how to use it. That's what I want to see. Now, if you want to put facts on the table, let's put facts on the table. Show us your face, everything right there. Have somebody, like your boyfriend Jeff Neely, have him take a video of you in person, right there, with you and a spectrum analyzer, and show us what you know. Because clearly, you don't know anything. Neither of you two do. You guys are just Googling shit, and you're calling your buddy hard drive to get what information you can, and what fun circle jerk you guys got going on right there, I tell you. Wow. Unbelievable. So, you want to claim that this guy right here, he's impersonating somebody who actually does work on test equipment. This guy does not, and this video does not work on test equipment. Listen in.
I had some questions about about oscilloscope, and
Yeah,
the guy kind of seemed very knowledgeable.
Wow. So first you dumbed me down, but then you said that I seem knowledgeable. Wow. Okay. Let's move on because it's just funny. It's really funny that these voices all match. They all match. How about that? And then, now let's listen to this one right here, okay?
Yeah, I think your system's not calibrated because I want to.
Listen to the voice.
I think he's got that DXCB shop or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he did send something here.
Did you hear that, guys? The voice is totally different than this guy.
Down. nothing but a series of resistance.
He doesn't know what he's even talking about when it comes to attenuation. He has no idea what he's talking about. Anyways, so different voice.
Calibrated. I think we have to do some.
So let's do the two together. Okay. Let me move this over here for a second, and let me go back to this guy. Now let's do the two together. Ready?
Dates on it or something. And yeah, we did.
That was your
calibration with
Was it? Well, how bad was it off? I was
Right.
curious.
oh boy.
So I just don't see the point of half these CV shops, especially a DX.
Maybe I'm gonna guess 2 years.
But it's all hocus pocus.
All hocus pocus, right? That's Hard Drive's favorite quote. Now listen here.
Ago, and then
Let's go back here a little bit more.
he did have a few questions about using the machine.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Okay, so I want to make.
Wow. Why did you cut that off, Jeff? He just said I had a few questions about my machine. I bet you I know what those answers are. How to use the duplexer portion, which I don't use because I don't have repeaters. And what upgrades were done to my machine. Those would be the two questions I had asked him. Why'd you cut that off? Why did you cut this off? But you're about to make something clear, right? Let's listen in.
A quick statement here. There's actual. This guy had not just a couple, but he had a lot of questions.
Wow. Did you hear that, guys? I only had a couple of questions. You heard the gentleman say on the phone. Jeff wants to amplify that, fabricate his story, and say I had a lot of questions. Why did you cut this off, Jeff? Because you know he would have told you exactly what I just said. I had asked questions about the duplexer option because I don't use it. I never have. I don't have repeaters. So I'm just curious how the duplexer portion works on that particular piece of equipment. That was one question, but you cut it off. And then the other question would have been, what other upgrades did you do to the machine? Because he had a lot of upgrades to do, including the power supply, new electrolytic capacitors in the power supply. He had upgraded all that, changed the caps out. I got the whole receipt here. I got pages and pages of what he's done, like over 40 pages. So, yeah, how about that? I don't know what to tell you, Jeff. If one who has the motive to go this far, and then you cut the video off, how ironic is that? Not only are you harassing him now, because you called his phone a couple of times already, and now you got this other guy who claims to be a technician. You got him calling the phone. So, yeah, that's funny. Funny shit. Really funny. So, I don't know of any technician in the world who wouldn't want to reach out and ask questions about your equipment, whether you're not sure if something's working correctly, if you don't know how to use it, or if you made a mistake with something. That's what an honest tech would do. So yeah, if I had a problem with my equipment, or if there was something I did not know what to do or how to use, sure, I'd ask around to find out who has the knowledge to do that, because it's important to learn. Nobody was born with the knowledge overnight, except for Mud Duck, right? He's the king of the CB. He's like the guru, right? He was born with this knowledge overnight. And I like how you kept mentioning about that 80-year-old tech. Wow. If he's a legend, and he's supposed to be this popular guy that you keep mentioning in your video, well, here's my questions. How come you don't take your shit to him back then? Being that he's obviously over 80 from what you and a couple other guys said. Okay. Well, how come no one else has ever heard of him? That's ironic, because I've asked around several shops. I have Googled that name. Nothing comes up. Nothing. So you're full of shit on some other made-up name shop that doesn't even exist. And I like how you also cut this video off, because, you would have had the answers, but you didn't want that. But you're going to sit here and say otherwise.
And I know that because someone else had called Amtronix and asked the same questions.
And asked the same questions, yep. And you got the same answers on both. So how come they couldn't put their little video on here? How about that? And by the way, I don't care what you do, Jeff, but by you doing this, you are bringing somebody in your drama, okay? And you are disrespecting this person's business. That's what you're doing. You're trying to prove a point that you still can't prove since your first video, day one, over these invoices and all this other bullshit, okay? So when you sit here and you say, oh, Stu, he can't use his stuff, he had to ask questions, yeah. Well, every technician out there is going to ask questions about certain things too. Would you go to a garage, drop your car off, and not ask questions? Just go pick it up when they say, okay, your car's ready, come pick it up, pay the bill. You're not going to want to ask questions. Why the price is what it is, or what did you do to my car to get it fixed? So now 2 days later something goes wrong and you got to go back and ask them again because, well, you didn't ask them the first day. What did they fix or not fix? Wow. Any sane person in their right mind would have the respect and the integrity to ask for help. That's what makes another person a good tech or a good individual in general, provided what's your hobby or interest or business or whatever you are in. You, on the other hand, you're just probing. That's all you're doing. You're just kind of pushing buttons and probing. That's exactly what you're doing. So I expect to see, right now it's late in the afternoon here. Shop hours are already closed for me because we already got a lot done today. So we getting ready for dinner plans here in a little bit. But I don't know. It's what, May 9th, 2023? I'm expecting to see probably another 20 videos of this jackass. Anyways, guys, DS Radio Shop, I proved my point. He's got somebody besides here, one voice you heard. He's got the same voice, 300 videos, trying to pose as this gentleman now. So sad. And by the way, Mark Sherman has no stickers on his machine. And by the way, let's take a look at this right quickly too. Right there. Service, or it says right here, Spectrum Analyzer. April 8th, 2023. How about that? What's today's date? May 9th, 2023. That means your shit's out of calibration. So thank you for that, Jeffrey, for sharing his shit. Now we all know that his shit's out of print too, so he might as well throw it away. Have a good day, guys. DS Radio Shop. Anything that Jeff Neely wants to post, enjoy his videos with a bowl of popcorn. He gets like, what, 13, 14 views opposed to my 200-300 views because we clearly know he's a pathological liar. Have a good day there, Jeff. Enjoy your little leprechaun toy with the desert boy.